All right, welcome back from that break. Let's talk politics now. The Ibadan North Federal Constituency by-election set for August 16, 2025 is heating up, with 19 political parties vying for the vacant House of Representatives seat. We'll look at the contenders, the pretenders, and the role of the African Democratic Party, African Democratic Congress, the ADC, after this, in the course of this program. Well, the heated build-up to the Ibadan North Federal Constituency by-election, scheduled for August 16, 2025. The by-election prompted by the passing of Honorable Olaide Akinremi, also known as Jagaban, in July 2024. About a year, we'll see about 12 wards, 217,980 voters, and 512 polling units to choose a new representative for Ibadan North Federal Constituency. INEC has promised a credible poll, with campaigning running from August 2nd to August 14. But it's ADC's strategic moves that is turning the heads of other political parties, as it were, considering the coalition. Well, for the APC, they've been grabbing headlines for all the wrong reasons in recent days. The party's primary, held on July 20, 2025, descended into chaos. Allegations of manipulation, violence, and delegate list tampering have rocked the process. 9 aspirants, including former Ibadan North Local Government Chairman Idris Lakpade, rejected the primary's outcome, calling it a charade. The crisis deepened with accusations of a 7th minister and a recently rejoined ex-Accord Party member trying to impose a candidate, causing friction within the APC. The Oyo APC peace advocates and the apex leaders have demanded a fair primary, warning that internal discord could cost the party this critical seat and maybe weaken its 2027 prospects. Let's get to listen to what transpired over the weekend from by-election primary centers.
Because according to INEC guideline, there's stipulated time. By Monday, we should submit a candidate. And today is Saturday, so we only have tomorrow, Sunday. So if by today we didn't do anything, tomorrow we didn't do anything, how do we present a candidate by Monday? So I don't know, maybe there's another arrangement going on. But according to what we all agreed, what the party members want, we want a free, fair, and credible election, whereby we can choose who we want to go and represent us. People should have impact in whoever they are sending over there, because if you look at the political settings in Nigeria, there has been a lot of imposition, and this brings a lot of division in parties. This is what led to the APC. This is what sent us out of government in Oyo State here, APC in Oyo State.
Ever before now, we've been expecting that the exercise schedule will be followed. But due to the death of our former president, President Muhammad Buhari, they declared 3 days holiday, which affected the schedule, and this makes it so difficult to actually get it aligned. And despite that, we've been here since morning. The party members are here since morning in Ward 7, waiting for the setup of the exercise. But it's unfortunate, with the information we're gathering from the APC state office, that we should just relax. Let us have a very nice and calm situation in the world. And we've been doing that, still awaiting.
We are on course. Everything is dependent on the committee from Abuja. We had issues, but it has been resolved.
So are the committee still going to adopt the primary tomorrow?
They are going to get back to us soon. We met earlier in the day, and we were asked to reconvene. Now, the consensus is we will meet again today.
And democratically, contest for 5 delegates in each of the ward, and that will bring 60. It is when we have the delegate congress today, when they produce 16 names, 5 delegate per ward, that will not be the 5 delegate per ward that we go and, be the delegate as been certified by the party to run the actual primaries, which everybody will not contest for. But as it is today, there's no delegate congress. Nothing of such happened. Nothing has taken place. All our supporters are there across all the wards. If you go there, you see them physically present, waiting for the committee to come down and conduct this election with support of the party. But nothing of such has happened. And as true Democrats, that is where we have a contention. And we believe this issue will be resolved. We believe the party will remain strong. We must avoid anything that will disunite us as a party, as a people. Because this election is a litmus test election. It's an election we have to win for the party. It's an election we have to win for Mr. President. It's an election we have to win for ourselves. You understand?
The process has been on since INEC gave us the timetable, and we are still within the perimeter of the...
Well, a distraction there. Well, he says he wants to win the election for Mr. President and win for the party. And I just asked a question, innocent one. Why not win the election for the people? Well, as at yesterday, 3 separate aspirants, Honorable Adewale Hastrop Murphy, Honorable Farouk Arishekola Lao, and Honorable Olusegun Laleye, popularly known as Radical Brother, have each claimed victory in the primaries. Well, I wonder how a party will have 3 candidates. Well, according to the Vanguard newspaper, sources within the party say the powerful interests within the APC sponsored conflicting delegates lists and backed different aspirants, resulting in multiple winners emerging from various venues of the exercise. Well, 3 winners, 3 different venues, and that's the APC. Well, let's see how it pans out. And quickly, for the PDP, maybe they want to capitalize on the APC's turmoil. The Badon Federal Constituency successfully concluded its primary election ahead of the forthcoming by-election, producing Honorable Folajimi Oyekunle as the party's candidate. The primaries were held yesterday at the Badon North Local Government Secretariat, where it was seemingly to be transparent and orderly. The election was supervised by members of the PDP Electoral Committee, and even INEC officials were there. Now to the ADC. The ADC has selected Dr. Dexter Akin-Alamu as its candidate. He emerged unopposed after Mrs. Olaide Aderinto withdrew during the party's primary on July 20, 2025 at the ADC Secretariat in Mokola, Ibadan. Supervised by INEC and security operatives, the primary saw delegates unanimously endorse Akin-Alamu. The ADC's momentum is boosted by its recent adoption as the platform for powerful opposition coalition, led by heavyweights like Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amechi, Nasir El-Rufai, Peter Obi, David Mark, and the likes. Formed to challenge the ruling APC in 2027, the coalition has chosen the ADC to unite opposition forces, positioning it as a growing force in Nigerian politics. Well, this strategic realignment is already maybe influencing the Badon North political race. The ADC is aiming to capitalize on the APC's internal crisis and also the displeasure by a section of the PDP. With the APC's internal crisis, the ADC's emergence, and the PDP's strategic push, this by-election may be looking at shaping up to be a 3-horse race. Maybe the other parties adding to the mix. However, the Labour Party is also there. Well, joining me this morning to make some sense out of this is now the candidate of the African Democratic Congress for the Ibadan North by-election. His name, Dr. Femi Dexter Akin-Alamu. Good morning. It's good to have you in the studio.
Good morning, GK. It's always good to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Wow.
And good morning to the good people listening to us as well.
Thank you. Now, it's game time.
Yes, it is.
You are now the candidate of the ADC. So some will imagine, why did you leave the Labour Party? Is it because of the internal wranglings? And then did you lash on the coalition mantra to join the ADC?
Right. Okay. So I mean, it's not it's not something that is that most people don't know already. There has been an ongoing, continuous crisis within the Labour Party, and that it's been up and down. You know, the who I have to call the former chairman of the Labour Party, Barrister Bure, as at the time that INEC was even making the announcement for this by-election, it was at the meeting of all the political parties. Abure was not invited to that.
Oh, you were a member of the Abure faction?
I wasn't a member of the Abure faction. I was a member of the Labour Party.
Yeah, but who was the chairman at that time?
At the chairman, as I understand it, there was, yes, at that time, there was a committee that was set up that was called a transition committee to do the Congress, which was led by Senator Nandi Usman. Yes, and I mean, she has my sympathy at that time. But the question is, Abure was not invited to that meeting, right? As at that time, Nandi Usman has not received any kind of endorsement by INEC that she has been recognized as the person in charge of the Labour Party as at that time. So I mean, we're in the mix, and so we did raise this up with my leader, Mr. Peter Obi, as in what direction do we go now? I mean, staying in the Labour Party, there is nobody to submit the names because INEC is not recognizing Abure, neither are they recognizing Nandi Usman. So I mean, we're in the fix, and so that was the time that the coalition
maybe INEC recognized Bashira Papa.
I mean, Bashir Papa is even out of the mix as at that time. As at that time, he wasn't even in the picture. He wasn't in the picture at all. It was Abure claiming that he is still the party based on the Supreme Court's judgment, and then Nandi Usman also claiming that she is in charge of the Labour Party based on that.
Okay, was it Peter Obi's advice?
Yes,
that made you leave the Labour Party?
Yes, and it was not that advice for me alone. All the candidates that wanted to contest in the by-elections in the various places, we were told categorically to proceed to the ADC and receive our ticket from there. God so good, we had a primary. There was someone that was contending, and she I mean, after we both spoke, she decided that she was going to step down for me and support me.
So to get this clear,
yes,
for clarity's sake,
absolutely,
Peter Obi advised all that we're going to contest for any by-election at this time to move from the Labour Party and go to the ADC. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
He told you that?
Absolutely.
So it means he's going to the ADC?
I'm not saying that he's going to the ADC, as that now Peter Obi says I am still a member of the Labour Party, and I think it makes sense.
But he told you people to move to the ADC.
Because we cannot contest on the Labour Party. It's not possible at this moment, this by-election at least, until
but he would have told you to go to another party. Why the ADC?
Because he's also part of the coalition. The position of Mr. Peter Obi at the moment is, I am part of the coalition, and a coalition is people with various interests coming together for a singular goal. So his position, as at the last time that we had conversation, is I am still a member of the Labour Party, but I am a part of the coalition that has chosen ADC as the platform to choose. Things will evolve between now and 2027. You know, but as that today, he's still saying I'm still part of the Labour Party. And like I was going to say, that it makes a lot of sense because we started it. I mean, we at that time had started the process of redeeming the Labour Party. You know, even if he's going to leave and go to the ADC, it will be good for him to wait and conclude that process.
A redemption process.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, let's get to you.
Yes.
Ibadan North Federal Constituency.
Absolutely.
It's not time for campaigns yet. Campaigns start on the 2nd
of August.
August.
Yes.
And it will end on the 14th.
Absolutely.
And then the election on the 16th.
On the 16th, yes.
Now, let's get it straight.
Right.
The process that led you there. And then the chances.
Right.
The APC has an internal crisis now
Yeah.
in Ibadan North Federal Constituency.
Yes.
Are you saying you could wriggle through, capitalizing on the fracture within the APC?
I think it's just beyond the fracture. I mean, and it's not only the APC, it's the same with the PDP as well. Both parties, I mean, ADC, I mean, if we're talking about the big three now, ADC is the only one of those three that did have all the members of the party agreeing unanimously on Dexter Femi Akin-Alamu. Like I said, there was another who decided within that event to step down and pledge her full support. So in the PDP, they didn't have a primary. They had a show. They had a show because before then, His Excellency had chosen somebody, and it was something openly. So it was a selection, not an election for the PDP, and that also led to the resignation of the local government chairman of PDP, who released a statement and said, "I can't be part of this." You know, so they're having their own issues there. On the APC side, we're not surprised, you know, on all the things that is going on. Again, it's a selection. They already know who they want to choose, you know. So all of that is going to happen. And but beyond them, the person, the candidacy, the competence, the character of Dexter Femi Akin-Alamu speaks for itself. People have seen what I have done over the years, and beyond them, beyond party politics, people are looking at the person and they're deciding, I think it's time for us to give our support to Dexter Femi Akin-Alamu.
I may hit you below the belt.
Please
here,
do. Feel free.
But let me just tell you.
Okay.
This is politics.
Absolutely.
You're a preacher man.
Yes, I am.
So this is not preaching on the altar.
I understand that.
It's a different ball game entirely.
Yes.
You've tried this in the past. You've some have tagged you as a serial election loser.
Right.
And then that you've not made your mark as per winning an election so far. And do you think you could wriggle through leaving the pulpit for the ballot box?
Let's look at this. How do you call me a serial election loser? I contested election for the very first time in 2023. And tell me, mention names of people who did what we did. We started campaigning in 2022, which was my first entrance into politics, even though I grew up from a politician's house. But I've never actively done politics until 2022. We campaigned for about a year, and we did what we did at that election. That, for me, is success. Which of them can tell me that they can achieve that? You know, so to call me a serial election loser, it will be ridiculous. Okay. You know, so yes, we did not win in 2023, but we have another. We learned the lessons. Did I say everything was right in 2023? Absolutely no. Did we do some things wrong? Absolutely yes. But have we learned our lessons that we can then use to clinch the victory come August 16? Absolutely. And that's what we're going for. That's what we're doing.
All right. Now, the ADC's coalition at this moment, are they backing you? And then if they are backing you, because this is the first litmus test for the ADC
absolutely
in all elections,
absolutely,
especially in Oyo State, Ibadan North.
Yes.
Will the ADC be the wild card?
100%. To answer your first question, are they backing me? Absolutely. Absolutely. Last week I was with the chairman, Senator David Mark. I mean, we had conversations on how important this election is and how it is that we have to meet. I'm meeting another very strong man in the party. I don't want to mention names, in Lagos this afternoon, right? We're going to meet all the stakeholders, and we are letting them know this is the first litmus test, as you put it. If ADC is serious, we have no choice but to pick up a few seats in this by-election. And Ibadan North is the low-hanging fruit for us. We have all it takes to pick up the win on August 16, and we will.
So aside the coalition from the center,
yes,
in Oyo State,
absolutely,
you emerging as a candidate of the ADC, have you been able to unite the ADC and the new entrants together? Because it's very important this is done ahead of the elections. Have you been able to do that?
Absolutely. I mean, there is no division within the ADC. Absolutely. It was unanimous. The only thing is now we have various interests coming, but they are the articulates and the obedience, right? Those are the only people that I want my principal to win. But both the articulates and the obedience are solidly behind Dexter Femi Akin-Alamu. And, you know, there is no voice that is saying anything different within the ADC. I mean, I met with, you know, quite a few of the obedience who are always my people. And I have had series of meetings with the people who are considered articulates as well, and every one of them is willing to put hands together. You know, we'll sort out 2027 later on, but this is our first assignment. You know, it's to show that ADC is serious by putting all of our strength, putting all of our energy into the elections of August 16.
In 2023, you were in a party that was not spending shishi. That's the Labour Party.
Absolutely.
Now you are with the ADC.
Yes.
With the money bags. Do you have enough money to win this election?
Money is very important in politics, but money is not everything in politics, right? I believe very, very strongly beyond the money that the people have learned a few lessons since 2023. That if they give you money, please collect your money. It's part of the national loot that they have taken. But it's very important that we begin to put in positions the people with the competency, the character, the compassion for the people that will help Nigeria move forward. You know, but you can't put us down when it comes to money. You can't put us down. But we are not going for money politics. We are going to play the politics that will give the people the dividends of democracy over the years that we will be in service.
Do you have it on ground now?
Absolutely.
To make sure that you're spending well for
we're working on it. I mean, we're working literally round the clock to ensure that everything that needs to be done is done and there's no stone that's left unturned.
What's the ideology of the ADC?
At the moment,
just to win elections?
We want to redeem Nigeria, and we have been very, very clear about it. Nigeria is not going in the direction that it should be going. Nigeria has all the potentials. There is nothing that Nigeria should really be asking God for. So there is really nothing that God has not. It's like God is even partial towards us in Nigeria. Are you going to talk about the weather? Are you going to talk about the resources buried on the under the ground, I should say? Loads of resources. It's incredible. Are you also going to talk about human resources? The kind of brains that an average Nigeria has. We have the natural resources. We have the human resources. We have the environmental resources to be able to make something great out of this nation. The only thing we're lacking is good leadership, visionary leadership that is really, really compassionate about the people and that really, really wants to take Nigeria to this promised land. And it's about time. And that's the ideology of and all of us are coming together to say we must then begin to move Nigeria in the direction that it's supposed to be going.
So you say the ideology is tilting towards redemption.
Absolutely.
So if it is tilting towards redemption, you have some politicians in the ADC who were part of the rot that you want to redeem. Are they also coming back to redeem the rots they caused?
Let me say something, that people do change.
Do you change an old man? Do you learn how to use your left hand at old age?
Everybody can change. The young people, they have the strength to change Nigeria. The old can be able to look back. In my village, they say you can't say that you have more clothes than an old man, but you can never have more rags. So they have the experience to look back and say, oh, we did that wrongly. Can I have another chance at this? But this is also a mixture of the old and the young, right? And we both need each other. This is what I'm saying. We young people, do I call myself young? I'm not sure. Let me feel young, right? That we
You're
young
still a
people.
youth.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Compared to the likes of your principal, Atiku Abubakar, you are still a youth.
Okay. So I'll take it. So we young people are clamoring and saying, we have the strength. Let us change Nigeria. But the truth of the matter is, Congress. We cannot do it alone. We need those people. Also, beyond that, even those people that we're talking about, when they were in power, Nigeria was better than it is today. Before the APC government, I could still buy a bag of rice for under 10,000 naira. I need 100,000 naira or more to get one now. So I'm not saying that they did everything right, but I'm still saying that these guys, no matter what we want to say, when they were in power, Nigeria wasn't like this. You know, and we have their commitment, because in the ADC, we have spoken to ourselves, we have sat down and say, you know, things must change. And this is our opportunity. Even those of you that have made mistakes in time past, this is the opportunity to redeem yourself and go to the grave with peace of mind, knowing that you still did your best to bring things back in place.
You have a political juggernaut as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mm-hmm. He is a master strategist when it comes to politics. Mm-hmm. The ADC, a marriage of strange bedfellows at this moment.
If you put it that way.
At this moment.
Okay.
You have people, many of them who want to become president at this time, coming together.
Right.
Do you think they have what it takes to defeat the man at the center, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, come 2027?
Absolutely. I think Nigerians have seen the best
he made some of them.
It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The point is, we should look at the competence. We should look at the result. We should look at what we have done and where it has brought us. And then we should decide, is this the way we really want to go? I mean, can you think about another 6 years in this direction that we want to go? How much? I mean, I've given a few examples now because I happen to be a pastor. I see things, right? And I was speaking to someone who wanted prayers for asthma because he was at the hospital at the point that he was talking about. And I said, what happened? And he said, I had a crisis in the night, and then I didn't have an inhaler, right? And then I was like, oh, you know you should have an inhaler. And he said, no, Pastor, do you know how much an inhaler is right now? Do you know how much it was? I know an inhaler before used to be about 1,600, just a few years down the line. Now it's heading towards 10,000 or something like that. Now there are people who need this to live. We keep talking about hunger. We keep talking about, you know, people are hungry. What we cannot, and we keep talking about insecurity, which is terrible. And the number of people in security is taken out. But what we're not keeping track of in terms of numbers is how many people have died needless death because simple things that they need to live, they can no longer afford, right? This, I know someone who needs insulin. He needs to inject insulin to live. Novomix used to be 2,300 just a few years ago. Today, and this is something they need to inject every day to live. A pen used to be 2,300 just a few years ago. The same, you can check it out in any pharmacy today, is 20-something thousand. Now, you must well shoot the people who need it. But if you're telling someone that for a pen of insulin, you probably will finish it in 4 days, right? So if you're telling someone you now need to be spending 5,000 every single day to stay alive, you must well shoot the person. So what we are not counting is the number of people who have died needless death because things that they need to live, they can't afford, right? Is this how we want Nigeria to keep going? That's the question. I am not saying that the president is not doing his best, but his best is certainly not working. We did not elect him to do his best. We elected him to make Nigeria work for Nigerians. That's why I'm glad what you said before about the fact that do you win for Mr. President? Is he more important than the over 200 million Nigerians that are suffering, that are dying every day? Right? Because governance, Chike, must be about the people. Governance, that's why leadership, if you understand it, is really about service. It's not about bossing people around. We must start to elect leaders who truly want to serve, not people who want to add something to their name or add something to their CV, but people who truly want to serve. By the grace of God, I'm going to the Federal House of Representatives, and I said it, you know, that I have worked on a bill, and that's my pet project, right? I've worked on a bill that I'm calling the Social Security Bill. There's a lot of talk earlier about the tax reform bill, which is a good thing. But there's something that must precede tax reform bill. It's a social security bill. We cannot be talking about tax if there's no social security for a Nigerian, right? Because it's two ways. I get social security from my government. I pay tax to fund it. So if you want me to start talking about tax, what do you get for being a Nigerian? What do you get? What does your green passport really do for you? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely. There is no reason for me to, if I'm not a Nigerian, for me to come to Nigeria and be trying to get the green passport. There's absolutely no reason, because it's not of any value. If I go to the UK and want to become a UK citizen, because as a UK citizen there's certain benefits I get, that's called social security. I get an unemployment allowance. I get certain benefits for my health. I get a lot of things that comes to me as social security. Nothing in Nigeria. I did a comprehensive studies of countries in the world. Ghana has one. South Africa has a social security system. Nigeria has nothing. You're a Nigerian, you're on your own. Anything that happens to you is your business. Even if we die, who really cares?
So you're looking at fixing it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be my pet project. I'm pushing for social security. I know there's really a lot of negotiations to get that. But I believe I am very strong about it. And that's why it's the National Assembly I want to go, beyond any other political office, because I believe that we can begin to fix this country through legislation.
All right. Before we call it a wrap on the program this morning, let me ask you this. If you eventually get
maybe we should say when, because I will.
No, because the elections, it's not, we are yet to have an election.
This is me.
There's a context. Okay. Now, if you become a member of the Federal House of Representatives,
right,
what happens to the ministry as a preacher man? Because you're going to serve the people.
Absolutely.
You might not have time for the pulpit.
Okay.
So what happens to the pulpit if you become a member of the Federal House of Representatives?
So let me be clear. I am not a pastor. My calling is that of an apostle. Right. So I don't personally pastor any of the branches of our church. I don't. All of them have their resident pastors, right? So I give oversight to the ministry.
Oh, you are the general overseer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what I do. So I give oversight to the...
That's an interesting nomenclature in Nigeria. We have so many general overseers.
Yeah, so that's really what I do. That doesn't conflict with my assignment. Okay. Because right now, I still do the same, and I can decide to be anywhere at any time. It doesn't stop me. I have a very close relationship with my pastors. We have mentoring programs, we have training programs, and we do all of that. That is really my assignment, and so there's no conflict in any way.
No conflict in any way. Well, I hope we'll be able to get you back and other candidates, because we'll plan for a debate here in this studio.
Absolutely. I would really appreciate it, because I have always said it, that if there are candidates more better than me, I will step down for them. Right. So I am, it's not about Dexter Femi Akin-Alamu. It's about who really can deliver the dividends of democracy for the people. And the only reason I'm in the game, because I've not seen anybody who I feel would do a better job than Dexter Akin-Alamu.
Right, between the 2nd of August and 14th of August, we should be having a debate here in the studio. Dr. Femi Dexter Akin-Alamu, thank you for featuring on the agenda this morning. Thank you for having me. All right, it's been the agenda this morning. Remember, I started off with a quote. I started off with a quote this morning, and that same quote is what I plan to end the program with this morning there. But before then, let's keep this conversation going. Do follow us on our social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The handle is at Dominion Broadcast, On the app X, it's at Dominion Cast. You can visit our website at www.dominion.org Andy Gilman said, the secret of crisis management is not good versus bad. It is preventing the bad from getting worse. My name is Chike Ubogu. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye for now.